basically this was the email I sent them back, right? So, you want to be able to discover a box. Well, there's a box. All right, we don't need this box to be this big to understand it's a box. Prices and consolidation. So this is a good consolidation. Basically, what I told Gary is I wouldn't want to do anything within this area. So either you want to look to be a seller up here or a buyer down here, or a seller when price gets out or a buyer when price gets out. So we basically have a small box working out. Now, what do I like to do with a situation like this? Right? So here's a small box in the daily. Again, that's just how my chart opens up. What do you guys think I would do in this situation? Yeah, I would watch, but what would I do to this chart to make it make more sense? So I just sort of said that with the USD Swiss. Right, so Jay said it. I would switch a chart like this. So when I see a small box consolidation like this or this, instead of trying to interpret that just on the daily time frame, I like to blow that up so it makes more sense. So here on the 4-hour now it starts looking pretty interesting, right? We start to get a more playable area, especially for price action. So yeah, I would watch this on the hourly or the 4-hour. So again, we sort of have this going on, right? So this is where I want to watch. So we don't really have perfectly established support, right? See how it's sort of support here, support a little bit lower. So I would really want to see this area confirmed up better to look for, say, a breakout. Or, again, when I see a zone like this too, what else can we use it for? If it's not perfect, what do I usually like to do with it? So I sort of went through this last week. We sort of went over a bunch of situations with that. What else are these types of situations good for? Right? So it's not a perfect support area. It's not as beautiful as we would really want. Yes, we know we're in a box, right? But when we have sort of a larger zone, it can be more difficult to trade. Right, so Damien said I would want more local information or localization. So I want to start to understand better. So I would not say, let's say here, guys, let's say we got a bearish outside bar here. I'm not going to trade that bearish outside bar into here. I want to see what price does here. But also we might see something like this. We might see price drop straight through this area, right? Maybe through to here, like we spoke about with the Canadian pairs. Or, somewhere down here and then come straight back up. Well, then we can look to buy here. So I often like these types of areas for fake outs. So the more inaccurate an area it is, but you can see it as a support zone, right? So we know this is a support zone, but it's a large zone. Those areas can often make really good spots for fake outs. I'm talking about to play. It doesn't mean that price can't break out of here and hold and drop straight down. But I need to, as a trader, get as much information so I can structure a strong game plan where I can then apply, say, my dynamic risk reward, what I like to do, so I'm able to manage my risk effectively and supply some sort of, decent size reward or a reward that makes sense. Whereas, if you just say get a bearish outside bar like this, well, you might say, oh, we're breaking out, but would you want to trade that into this? We could just see price come down and then do this. So we need more information here. Now, it looks top heavy, right? Sort of that same thing as the USD Canadian, right? Here's that large move up. Here's that divergence kicking in. Price now making those lower highs. We had that last big move up. So when I see this, really, I'm just looking for the best one. So if I saw this pound Canadian chart and I was sort